A proposed 1.5 million acre addition to the National Park Service in the Sierra Nevada mountains continues to stir controversy. Governor Newsom and some other state lawmakers have reached out to President Biden, urging him to sign this proposed monument. But not everybody is happy about it. Joining us now with more on the proposed Range of Light monument is the natural resources consultant for the California Four-Wheel Drive Association, Rose Winn. Rose, thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get into some of the complaints and concerns, let's first talk about this monument. The name of it sounds beautiful.
It does.
Yeah. What is it? Or what is the proposal anyway?
The proposal is for designation of 1.4 million acres to be converted into national monument status. It would run from the border of Yosemite National Park on the north to the border of Kings Canyon National Park and Giant Sequoia National Monument in the south. And so it would basically swallow the whole of Sierra National Forest into monument status with some additional acreage to make up the 1.4 million. The reason that proponents say we need this monument is to create connectivity between Yosemite and the Sequoia area for biodiversity, for conservation, etc. But we actually already have that connectivity through hundreds of thousands of acres of already designated wilderness that runs along the east side of where this monument designation would be.
Which we can see on this map.
Precisely, yes. We have about 400,000 to 500,000 acres that are already wilderness designated, and that is the most extreme conservation that can be given by a status for land. So the monument is not necessary for that connectivity. It impacts a lot of communities and access and people who use and recreate in Sierra National Forest.
All right, well, like how? How will it impact them?
In such a variety of ways. So one of the major impacts, and since I'm here with California Four-Wheel Drive Association, we've been at the head of this for well over 10 years, where this monument has been proposed again and again. But there's a big push for it now, and so we're raising attention again. Given that all of the OHV routes as we know them would be closed.
OHV?
Off-highway vehicle recreation. Thank you. So we have one of the premier networks in California for off-road recreation, and to have that taken away would impact not just our area, but those who enjoy that kind of recreation up and down the state. Additionally, though, this is not just about OHV recreation. Basically, everybody who goes into Sierra National Forest uses the off-highway roads to access camping, hunting, fishing, boating, all the things that we love to do in the forest, and so that access would be taken away as well. On top of it, access on any remaining roads would be confined to street legal vehicles only. So that means any ATV, side-by-side, UTV, etc., would no longer be able to enter into this area.
Can you explain to me, for those who are not familiar with four-wheel drives, we saw the pictures, right? And of a lot of the Jeeps and such up there in a beautiful area. But how do you tell people who are unfamiliar with four-wheel drives that driving up there and recreating does not hurt the environment?
Well, we adhere very strictly to managed recreation. And so off-highway vehicle recreation, as it is managed through Sierra National Forest now, is not just willy-nilly reckless all over the forest. There are designated routes that you may traverse. You have to stay on those routes, and really it's illegal and punishable by law to be going off of those. So that's something that we advocate for. We can do a lot of public education through Cal Four-Wheel as well to keep people within managed recreation.
Okay. Now, we've talked about how the governor is pushing the president to sign this. There are other people doing the same thing, but we have also been reporting that Supervisor Nathan Magzig is against it, and he's not the only one. Tell us who else is not wanting this to happen and trying to get your voice heard in Washington. Yeah,
we have a lot of opponents to this, and it includes all of the counties that border Sierra National Forest, from Mariposa, Madera, Fresno, and Tulare County. They've all written letters to Biden saying, do not designate this monument. Additionally, Congressman McClintock and Congressman Fong, who are representatives on the footprint of this monument, also oppose it and have been actively engaged in Congress, as well as messaging to the White House, do not designate. There are so many layers beyond recreation. There's economic impacts, there's impacts to public safety, public health. There would be a giant transformation in how the forest is managed. The vision that is proposed within this monument would basically put an end to all logging, put an end to all biofuel extraction, as well as to all active fuel management. So we would see incidents recur that led to the creek fire, where we'd have a very high densification of overgrowth because it's not being actively managed, and we'll be facing a repeat of the conditions that led to the creek fire in the very near future, because they already are in need of being addressed in all the areas that weren't burned in that particular fire.
Okay. And what about communities here that are also saying that our community, our town, will be adversely affected? How would a town be adversely affected?
Well, this would transform what our gateway communities to Sierra National Forest look like. So everything from Mariposa to Bass Lake to North Fork, Shaver Lake, all of those that run up and down the side of the forest, they would be transformed in that there would be a reduction in the type of outdoor recreation that we enjoy now with the removal of OHV access. Okay. There creates some significant social and environmental justice issues where we would have fee for entry into a monument where now it's free. Anybody who enjoys going camping and spending time with their friends and family in the forest would have to pay a fee to do so. And in a low-income demographic that we have in much of the valley communities that go to the forest area, this is significant. Not everybody can afford to buy plane tickets or take a long vacation, but anybody can afford to go camping, and we have literally hundreds of thousands of people who do so. So that drives the economies for these gateway communities who provide the hospitality, the gas, the food, etc., for everybody who's going up to recreate.
Now there is going to be a town hall. We're running out of time, but I want to show you, if you'd like to get involved in this, the town hall is on Monday in Clovis at the Veterans Memorial District at 6 p.m. for anyone to come and share their opinion and concerns on this.
Yes, we'll have a very diverse panel of experts and subject matter authorities who have been involved in this situation for the 10 years it's been going on. It's urgent now because between today and the final date of Biden's presidency is when a lot of monuments do get designated, and that's why we're wanting to raise awareness so that people know what's at stake and how they can get involved to join us in raising their voice and opposing this to prevent a designation.
Rose Winn, thank you very much for taking the time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great day. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Monty Torres with Fox 26 News on YouTube. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel, where we have loads of great content for you to choose from. And while you're here, why not click on the subscribe button right here? That way you can stay in touch with all the latest breaking news, everything news related within the Central Valley. And thank you for watching.